Throughout history, there have always been people with excellent taste, sophistication, and the means with which to afford it. So there are always people who want to acquire luxurious items or statement pieces, because people who are able to afford it are always looking for ways in which to either flaunt their wealth, or for some people to say, I'm better than you, or for other people to give the statement that they have somehow arrived. And therefore, luxury items have been a pursuit for many social classes for as long as civilizations have been evolving. Welcome back to Ira Living. In today's video, we're going to be exploring how luxury and luxury items have now been designed to help to keep people poor. With the Industrial Revolution came the need for people to express themselves in terms of their social class and standing. And with this came the increasing demand for luxury and luxurious brands. And therefore, an empire began that was more profoundly sophisticated than previously, because luxury was now going to be made available to just about anyone. And in so doing, a few elite brands recognized exactly how they could use their brand image to create luxurious experiences for people from different social class who want to feel as though they belong. And so they focused on people such as those who were widows, people who were from groups of substance abuse, people who were childless family. They focused on people who were squatters, disabled, physically ill, mentally unwell, foreigners, social outcasts, and just about anyone who they feel want to have a social status promotion through their luxury brand items that they would market to them. And therefore, the luxury brand trap began. Now, in this modern society in which we are living, the luxury brand experience is more promoted than any time before in history, because we have the social media individuals who are influencers who wants to ensure that they're making the most at showing their sophisticated lifestyle that they're curating for themselves, and the brand dealers who are prepared and willing to pay them to promote their items or to give them the allure that they're looking for in exchange for promotion to the millions of people that they have as subscribers or followers. And so the luxury brand trap continues. In today's culture, there is a constant social comparison of individuals with others, and therefore giving them a need to be able to fit in a certain way, look a certain part, in order for them to be able to say that they belong to certain social groups, or to display somehow their perceived experience that they're having in their everyday living, and showcase themselves as being a lot more extravagant than they actually genuinely are. The luxury brand is also ensuring that it gives people a certain idea of its authentic, exclusive, alluring, and impressive experiences that people can garner from it. However, we're living in a time where mass production of items are being done, and we have fast fashion becoming a prevalent way of living. And it's no longer where we have pieces that are being curated authentically, made by hand, or made where in a way that it is not looking like a uniform that people wear as a trend. And so with this, we know too that the luxury that we are being marketed is significantly depreciating in the value that it had back in the 1900s. As such, brands need to find different ways of getting people to continue to live the social experiment of using luxury to give them social status and to help them to feel more significant, whether they're announcing and showcasing their wealth, or they're saying, I'm better than you, or they're trying to say, look at me, I've arrived. Of course, there are still companies that are doing handcrafted items or making exclusive pieces, and these are timeless artifacts that when you buy them, they can last for generations, and you can literally pass them down as legacies. They're not going to be quick fashion just for the sake of it. And on that note, we also need to talk about the fact that the custom design quality that we're constantly being told of with these luxury brand items is simply a fallacy, because as mentioned before about the mass production, that is something that we are now experiencing, which means that it makes things easier to make, and things are quicker available to us. We are also looking at a decline in the quality of the fabrics that are being used to make some of these so-called luxury items, which is why they don't last anywhere as long as they used to when they were being initially marketed to us as the quality. Because at that particular point in time, the materials that were being used were much more closer to the quality that we would have wanted to be paying for. But at the same time, we're still being required to pay the same amount of money for significantly less quality. We're also living in a time of franchising. And so a lot of these luxury brands are actually franchising their logos to companies that are going to be producing items which are not timeless pieces, but they're going to be in a market position where they can be marketed to people at a price that seems affordable, whilst at the same time tasting a bit of luxury. And this is their opportunity in doing so to be able to continue the luxury brand trap that they have started, because in order to make money and to profit as a business, they have to find different ways of scaling up and being able to continue to make their business profitable. One of the other problems with the luxury brand trap that we are now experiencing is the planned obsolescence, where things are no longer going to be lasting us anywhere near as long, and some things cannot even be repaired because there is either no means of repairing it because the parts you will need to repair it are not available or accessible. And on the other hand of it is, it's just a cycle where you use things, it expires, and so you now need to replace it. And these are planned into the manufacturing of items, whether we're looking at things from a technological point of view or we're looking at things that we wear and use on a daily basis. So long as it's consumer produce, it is now being planned to become obsolete. This means that new replacement will be needed, and therefore sales will continue on an upward trajectory. Now, one of the things we need to understand as well about this luxury marketplace that we live in is that it's designed in such a way that it tells people that it is somehow going to boost their self-esteem and help them to feel better about themselves, all the time taking their money and, for some people, putting them into financial compromise. It is also designed in such a way to give people the impression that they can set themselves apart so that they can feel better than others. And this is something that then leads to hyper-materialism and superficiality. This also leads to unhappiness and depression in individuals. It creates a debt snowballing effect and can also lead to bankruptcy. And so overall, it creates a society of people who are luxury brand rich, but in many other facets and aspects of their lives are actually poor. Remember, financial literacy is revolutionary. It has transformed my life, and I believe that it can do the same to yours.